Ladies, your brother Rudy is here to tell you that you will not get that man that you need. You cannot get that man that you need if you have not grown into the woman that he needs. That's right. The man that you need, the man that you want so bad, is going to be looking for the woman that he needs, the woman that he wants. So think about it. This man who's a loving man, who's a caring man, who's somewhat nurturing, who's masculine, who's a God-fearing man, who loves God with all his heart, whose heart is after God. This man who protects and provides, and that's gonna be there for his woman, that's gonna work as hard as he can, that's on his purpose, that's following his purpose, is trying to do what God needs him to do, that is becoming a better man, this man that you want so bad. That is a better man that's learning to communicate, that's learning his triggers, his traumas, that is learning to be a better man than what he used to be, who's learning discipline, who's gaining integrity. This man that you want to be a faithful man, a good father, a good friend, is going to want the very same thing in a woman, but on a woman's side, right? You don't think that that man that I just said that you want so bad, that you claim you want so bad, is not gonna want and need a woman who's growing into a better woman, who's a godly woman, who's a feminine woman, who's a good mother, who would be a good friend, who listens, who respects him, who's working on her trauma, who's working on herself, who's learning herself, who's learning her triggers, who's learning to communicate better, who has integrity, right? A faithful woman who keeps her word, who will be there to support him and help him and comfort him and nurture him and love and care for him and listen and communicate with him. And that would go to God for him. That will jump at the drop of a dime for him. You don't think this man is looking for a better woman because he's becoming better. So ladies, this is what the video is about. Because I just in general, I hear a lot of women saying that they need this type of man. They want this type of man. But are you that type of woman? And I don't mean your career. I don't mean your degrees. I don't mean how good your sex is. These things are low. These are low value compared to what he needs. So ladies, do you think you could get that man? Especially if it's a godly man? Think about it. God has cultivated, sculptured, went through the fire with this man, has taught him about himself, has put the mirror in himself, has strengthened this man, has changed this man's life, has given this man integrity. This man has an identity through God. This man is trying to walk the righteous path that God needs him to walk. This man is a better man. This man is a good father. This man is there. This man has integrity. This man has a good spirit. And you think he's gonna want a woman who has not. And I'm not saying that you haven't grown. What I'm trying to say is the only way to get that man, the only way to get this man that you scream about, the only way to get this man that you daydream about, that you fantasize about, is if you become that woman, right? You ever heard of somebody trying to find the one? Let me tell you what God does. When we look for the one, we end up running into God, right? Like you searching for love so bad and now you run into love because God is love. I ran into God. But guess what God does? He turns me into the one rather than searching and crying out to find the one. Because a lot of times we over here searching for love. We searching for happiness. We searching for our lives to be better. But we're looking for that in another person. But God actually turns us into the one that we're actually looking for. So have you become the one that you're looking for? Are you the one that you need? You understand? And I ain't talking about money. Money don't make you a better person. It does not. It only enhances the person that you are. Are you becoming a better person? Can this man, when he sees you, the man that you want, the man that you need in your life, can he look at you and say, you are the woman that I need. You're what I need. You provide what I need. Can he look at you and say, you're a wife. I want to marry you. Can he look at you and say that you're rare compared to all these women? Can he look at you and say to himself that I need you? I need you in my life? Can he look at you and say that? This is what you gotta ask yourself. This is what God actually does towards us. He turns us into the very thing that we're looking for, because he's the very thing that we're looking for, right? And he says we are made in his image. So when we look at God, after we go to him, when we look at God, guess who we start to look like? Him. The thing that we are looking for, we become through God. So are you who he needs, right? Are you becoming that better person? And if you are not, I really hope this video encourages you, because you can't be thinking that you this thing that he wants. Beauty does not make a godly man want to marry you. Your body, your face, your skin, your voice, your sex, money, all of that stuff is not high value to a godly man. That man will not want to choose to be with you because of that. That man will not look at you and feel like he needs you because of that. God is nourishment. Are you nourishment to his life, to his spirit? God tells godly men that I will make you a suitable helper. Are you a suitable helper? Can you look at yourself and say that I am what God tells me I need to be, that I'm walking in the way that God asks of me or has cultivated me into be? Can God look at you and say that you are his godly daughter, that you have his spirit, that you follow him? Can God look at you and say that you are a wife? Because if God can look at you and say that you are that, or that you have become more of that, then guess what? That man will be able to see the very thing that God has done in you. He will be able to see the very thing that God sees in you. You understand? And you'll be able to see the very thing that God has done to him and that God says that he is. So ladies, I love y'all, man. I really do. But I want you to know, you won't get that man that you need. You will not get that man that you want if you have not grown into the woman that he needs. Because I'm sure God has told him the woman that he needs. God has cultivated him to know the woman that he needs. But are you her? Are you her? That's all I wanted to let you know. I love y'all, man. Let's take a look in the mirror. Let's take a look at that Bible. Let's take a look at our relationship with God. Let's take a look at our lives. Let's grow into better people, man. And then we can find better people, man. Love y'all, and I'm going to get at y'all when I get at y'all.